Hello, YouTube followers. Today I'm going to talk about motivation, meditation, and inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. So today my motivation is going to be about remembering that when we focus and we see the realization that everything that we have to do has to come from within ourselves, that we must stand on our own individually, that we grow from the strength from within us. As we see this strength inside of ourselves and we identify just how strong we are, um, we'll start to find ourselves not relying too much on others to be able to give us strength. Now, the strength that we have to grow inside is a place of reflection on the outside. So when we're willing to face the hard things and to be honest with ourselves and to see that the place that we are inside of ourselves is growth, we see that no matter what the situation that's going on around us, that we can make it through focusing. So we see that we can do great things and that great things can be done for us and with us. We can identify the place we are inside as a great place to be. So one of those places, my story for today, is about focus. So sometimes in life, we're going to find it like a magnifying glass, like a telescope, you know, and you can see so far, but what we can't see is what's up close in front of our face sometimes. The mere fact that we have to do this stuff for ourselves, that when we are left to grow individually, we find the honest and most happiest part about ourselves. And so sometimes others will see this and they're going to not feel the same way you are. And you have to identify that being honest with yourself helps you to grow to be the best person that you can be inside. So strengthening yourself from within is a beautiful place. And the growth shows on the outside from how strong you are willing to look and observe the magnifying glass's total, that telescope's total depth all the way down to the magnifying glass itself. And it's kind of interesting because a lot of times we miss out on what's right in front of us. And so we look too far ahead sometimes. And we just have to enjoy the situations that we have going on in the place that we are in and recognize that the growth that we have going on can happen in that place. So when that happens for you in that place, you can see that magnifying glass and telescope, you can see the depth of which things can come. And so the greatness from within ourselves is like the tube to the telescope. When it's in, you can see very close, but when it's out, you can see a far depth. So when you can see this going on for yourself, and you can see what's going on, and you can recognize that the depth is the part that's great, and that things are going to be happening in your life that are going to be great for you, sometimes the stuff up close is like an iceberg. And so sometimes you can sink by not seeing right in front of yourself. So remember to recognize that you can be great and the person that you are is sufficient. The things that you're going to go through in your days, your weeks, your months, and your years make you great inside yourself. And that the whole depth of the telescope, even down to the magnifying glass, is very important. So we have to take joy in all the situations that we have going on. The growth inside of ourselves is a really great place to be. It's a real blessing to have these types of situations that we all face off against, you, myself, everybody, because they give us the ability to grow. So the second part about my speech is about meditation. So, a lot of what meditation has to deal with is getting down and examining yourself. So, when you learn to breathe from within you, you start to face off against the parts of who you are, and you see that you are great and that you can do great things. Um, the stories of our past help us to understand how we walk and the journey that we're on. And so, as we continue down the journey that we're on, we're going to see things and we're going to go through things that are going to embed stuff in your body and your mind and your throat and your chest and so forth. And so, as these energies build and you learn how to utilize the body to work them out of your system, you're actually going to grow from within you. So, this is what I'm talking about, the self strength, the self reflection. So, when we grow from within and we're able to work through the situations to be able to communicate, to be able to stand our ground uh, in honesty of who we are and communicate ourselves and to see at a depth, we're able to understand the situations that are going on at hand before they actually happen. So when you use these types of things, um, a lot of people uh, are not going to understand um, what you're going through. They're going to, in the beginning of meditation, they don't understand how one can study oneself. Because a lot of us get trapped in the telescopes looking out, but actually seeing at the level of the magnifying glass. And a lot of people don't want to honestly see at the level of the magnifying glass, but when we examine ourselves and we get into the breath and we can see who we are and the things that we're going through, it actually is a great place to be. So, the closer you become to yourself, the less the emotion has the effect and more the understanding and knowledge of what is going on is there for you. So when you can see things going on and you understand that they actually, even if they don't look like it, are working in your favor, that as long as you continue to focus and you continue to stay positive inside, that things will work out. When we are willing to allow the things in our world to become great, we can see both close and far. So when we can see close, we examine the upfront, and when we can see far, we look at the future. So the depth of the telescope tells us that the breath that we have tells a story. And so, with the story that you have inside of you, examining that story helps you to understand the situations that you've gone through, and it helps you to grow at a great rate. And these lessons that we've gone through in our day, they make us who we are. And when this happens, we have the ability to grow from this place inside. And so when change happens, things might affect the outside. It doesn't have an effect on the inside, because with meditation, it comes down to the lessons that you've learned, the knowledge that you have, and the focus that you have to be able to understand them and utilize the discipline to grow from within you. So when you see yourself in a place of hardship, understand that even in that place, you are still growing. If you can find joy inside yourself growing, even in situations like that, you'll have great things coming in your way, and things will happen for you and with you. So when I help other people, I'm also here to help myself out as well, and to inspire you with motivation, meditation, inspiration. So the last part of my speech is about inspiration. So I want you to know how great you are. I want you to know that no matter what the situation you might face off against, the hardships that you might have, the places that other people might not consider, and the things that they might do, they don't have an effect over how you are. The thing that matters is how you treat yourself and what you do and what you know inside of you. And if you're willing to strengthen yourself and to grow from within you, and you're willing to be honest with yourself, then you're able to become strong from within. And when we're strong from within ourselves, the growth on the outside is very easy. So I have a very great journey coming in my direction. Um, I did about 2.5 years of car sales. I gave up car sales so that I could spend more time with my wife, and I ended up driving and selling cars, and then driving. And the people that I was with at the dealership that I worked for, they were really great people, and I really enjoyed them. And so, after great consideration, I've considered to going back to this journey to help other people and to be a part of this Poway Chrysler family. I just want you all to be inspired and to recognize how great you are and the great things that you have inside of yourself. I will love you all to subscribe to my videos, and I have new videos that are coming out on a constant basis. I focus, like I was saying, the focus and the knowledge. And I just want you to inspire you to always get back up and to always push yourself to be the best version of your reflection of your strength inside of you, so that you can see the things that are going on in your world and identify that the beauty comes from within you. Even in the hard situations, can we see how great we are inside of ourselves? And this will show as a reflection on the outside when we identify the strength that we have inside ourselves is enough, and that we don't need to rely on anybody else to become the greatest person inside. I think that the day that we no longer rely on others is the day that we become grown. And so, as I look at this journey that I'm facing off against, I'm growing greatly, and I'm bringing you along for my journey so that I can share with you the beauty that you have inside of yourself as well as myself. I'm here for you all. I would love for you to subscribe and to join my journey along. And I do enjoy sharing all of these stories that I have, like today's story about the telescope, and the journey which is in front of us is a really great place. The things that we're going through, they're really great. They're very much worth it. I know that it'll all work out if you're willing to say that I'm going to focus, and that I am going to do this. Once you make up your mind that you're going to do something, the growth inside of you will come once you put a decision forward. I do hope that we all have a blessed day. As always, namaste.